Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel for another video here at HappyCattyCrypto. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing. That really does help the channel grow in so many ways, more than you can imagine. Drop a like, drop a comment if you feel like it. Those small few things really do help a channel like this grow. So without further ado, let's dive into this video. Now, this is a prediction video of my own belief. None of this is to be taken as financial advice. None of this is to be taken as law, as fact, as if it's going to happen and I'm predicting the future, exactly how it's going to play out. What I'm going to predict here is what I believe could be one of our possible futures and what I believe to be my ideal future of what Terra Luna Classic could be once again. So here I've got the Luna chart up, and the reason why I've got this specific chart up is because if you want to see the original charting system for our coin, you need to go to this chart. So we can see the run up, the monumental run up, and then we can see the eventual demise, and we'll be getting onto that later on in this video. So you can see, and when I say this, this was ridiculous prices. It was like 32p per coin. What that goes to in cents, I don't really know, but 32 pence a coin, running all the way up eventually to $118 a coin. Okay, that is absolutely absurd. And the reason why it did this was because of the insane algorithm module that was built around Luna and UST at the time. This module enabled for a burn feature. This burn feature was so important and it worked so well that that's what more or less led to the run up. So what is the mint to burn feature? Well, we've spoken about it a lot here on the channel. We've done videos on it, and I've actually found a very old article. And this really does lay it out pretty much for exactly what it is. And the reason why I'm going to read through this is because of what I'm going to continue to explain about my prediction. So to peg a stable coin like Terra UST, a USD value of Luna is convertible at a 1-to-1 ratio with UST tokens. If UST's price is, for example, at 98 cents, arbitrageurs swap 1 UST for $1 of USD and make 2 cents. This mechanism increases UST demand and also reduces its supply as the UST is burned. The stablecoin then returns to peg. When USTC is above $1, say $1.02, arbitrageurs convert $1 of Luna into 1 UST and make 2 cents. The supply of UST increases and the demand for UST also decreases, bringing the price back to peg. Apart from reducing stablecoin volatility, validators and delegators stake Luna for rewards. These two actors play an essential part in keeping the network secure and confirming transactions. This article will show you how does Luna work and how to mint UST. Ignore this article. I'm going to leave a link to it, but understand this mechanism was shut down. It's not in play anymore, but there's a high possibility chance that this mechanism will come back. The module will return, and when it does return, it will be fully tested in the USTC test environment, which will lead to them figuring out how it depegged, why it depegged, what the weather was like when it depegged, and more than likely they'll be able to figure out actually who was behind it. Really excited for that. Now, getting back to more or less what I was talking about. Right now, we are at this point, but let me explain something. We are far lower than this point. Imagine if LUNC was even at a cent, how much your gains would be, right? Let alone 32 cents or 32 pence. Your gains would be absurd at that point. So the idea I've got in my head is we're all walking this road. We've been walking this road for some time, and I've always sat there and thought, so well, I would like to do a prediction video, but you know, we've never really been on that one true road, and I feel like we're on not so much the one true road, but a road that is going to lead to only one thing. The chance, the attempt at an incremental repeg, and this repeg could be an absolute game changer. Why? Well, if you repeg USTC and send that all the way back to $1, we've now got the ability to switch the mint to burn back on. From what I can tell, they could actually turn the mint to burn back on, you know, far lower than $1. They could turn it back on at around 20 cents and they could create a very small arbitrage opportunity that when that opportunity comes up, people can use grid trading bots and pretty much hammer those trades through to either bring it back up or bring it back down. It creates opportunities, and ultimately through that process, you're going to be burning a hell of a lot of LUNC coins. So like I was saying, my ideal kind of dream of where this is all going is we repeg USTC. Okay, then we start burning through the supply. Okay, awesome. We've got all of these projects. We've got all of these protocols. We've got all of these holders. There's not going to be enough coins to go around. Once the burn or mint to burn mechanism, whichever way you want to call it, gets turned back on, you know, it's not good. You know, everybody's going to laugh and say, you know, it's impossible until these things actually play out and they actually happen. Like I was saying, this is my ideal dream. Now, what I'm thinking to myself is think about projects now that have built on the blockchain. For example, and I know it's kind of tooting my own trumpet here, so just stay with me. The staking module of Lunc Penguins pays out very decent rewards. They're paid daily. That treasury is forever growing. It has locked in liquidity and it will always be able to get that liquidity out of the blockchain. That's not always going to be the case for new projects. They're going to struggle to get a foothold. Things are going to change. So what I think to myself is if we look at a project from pre-DPEG, Galactic Punks, they launched around, I think, around $6 a coin. Okay, people were buying those NFTs around that price for, I think, 1 Luna coin. Now, think about those NFT holders then, all of a sudden, boom, runs up to this much. And, you know, your small investment and say, for example, you get staking rewards from that NFT, and there's no NFTs out there that give staking rewards in our sector like ours do. And like I said, just bear with me here. Those rewards are not going to seem so bleak. They're going to seem insane when you're getting, you know, 1,000, 2,000 coins every 6-8 hours, something like that, right? Imagine when it's even, you know, $10 a coin. That's game changing stuff at that point. And this is why I think it's not even a thing of like sticking with it. It's just what I believe in. I believe in this road. I've always believed that there's a way, there's a route. You know, there's ways and means to do this, but I'm utterly hopeful and, you know, knock on wood here, but our future's looking very positive. We're doing all the right things and, you know, my mind's starting to think about these things now. And I'm not always thinking to myself about tomorrow or next week. I'm thinking about, you know, generations ahead for my kids' kids, and, you know, not just thinking about being self-centered, being selfish and thinking, you know, is this just the short term, but actually thinking way ahead, because, you know, we've all been in this for a year now and everybody thinks short term, but we've been here long term, and, you know, having those long-term goals really do kind of pay off. And I honestly believe that if a little tiny coin like Terra Luna can create a module and it go from 32 pence a coin to nearly $120 a coin, okay, and that module worked perfectly until a security issue was found out, a flaw, and someone utilized that flaw to more or less empty the value and the liquidity on chain. The USTC test environment is going to produce a lot of results, and hopefully from that, you know, we're going to be able to use a module that worked. Nobody can sit there and disregard it didn't work, because it did. You know, it was born all the way back in, you know, the 22nd of August 2020. The DPEG wasn't until around the 4th of April 2022. That's 2 years later. I mean, nobody can sit there and say it didn't work. So the chances of us being able to do this again, and what I think we need to take into account is all of the great minds we have here in Terra Classic, the people that pitch in, all of the different minds that don't actually need to be here but want to be here because they believe in the coin. And I think this is what makes the biggest difference for what's going on in our sector. We are aligned. We know where we're going. We've got the correct people behind the helm. We've lost people along the way, but guess what? It seems to have paid off in the long run. And, I'm just so happy right now with the way everything's going. I don't think we could ask for much more right now, other than just a 100% absolute bug-free and issue-free update, because this update we're about to go through is huge, and it's probably one of the biggest updates we'll ever go through until we reach the point of likely turning that mint to burn mechanism on. That will probably be one of the biggest next major milestones. So like I was saying at the beginning of this video, right, this is not financial advice. I'm simply just giving you, and this is really rare for me, so treasure this video, my humble opinion of where I believe this is going and what I'm hopeful for. All of the different NFT projects, I hold at least 4 or 5 NFTs from the majority of the projects that are in our sector that I've worked with, because ultimately I believe in them. Seeing Metagloria almost a multiplayer public release build, Lunar Burning Nights almost at a public multiplayer release, Exodus is the same, and it's just like we've just gone through the roughest time ever. The price of LUNC is terrible. Everybody's been struggling. Holders are struggling. Validators are struggling. Projects are struggling. Everybody's getting their rewards in LUNC. Projects rely on their income in LUNC, what they get from this blockchain to forward their projects. And I think, now is the time where things start to change. We start to move upwards. We start to get this more positive flow of information. But folks, I hope this has, been a nice video for you. Just enjoy it. Enjoy these times. Like I was saying, we're going up, but understand we do need to come back down. We're going to have to come back down for corrections. Shooting all the way up as fast as we can go is great, but it's not going to lead to us leaving levels of support and doing this properly. And I think these signs we're seeing now on the macros and the MACD indicators and all of the little things you need to look at are looking good. It's looking positive. We've had bad news, some really bad news, to be quite honest, from the SEC and the crypto community. It's just like, whatever, this has become normal now. What's changed? Folks, have a really nice day. Stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. None of this is financial advice. It's just mere ramblings of a madman speaking to you about cryptocurrency behind his desk. Stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, and I will catch you in the next one.